Good afternoon and welcome to SCP's podcast. I'm here with Wisdom Abdulaziz again, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about the large language models, and specifically what's happening in them. We do know that ChatGPT is trying to roll out ads, and Wiz will provide a little update on that, and we'll also go into more detail of what the LMs are kind of looking for regarding how they rank you, so to speak, in their engines, in their overviews. So Wiz, why don't you just tell us a little bit about the happenings with ChatGPT and the ad rollout?
Yeah, before the ad rollout, I want to talk about ChatGPT and many other LLM models. We have clients, different sizes, but I just want the smaller clients with limited budget, and that budget means time and money, just to try to assess the opportunity. There's sometimes maybe an overestimate on the value of a ChatGPT can bring. And again, I'm not talking about search engine themselves and the AI components that come inside them. I'm talking about like ChatGPT or like Gemini as a separate medium. Just try to understand, do you get, I'm talking more the organic value, like how much.
So what you're referring to really is people aren't really searching there a lot. So the volume, like Google's still the biggest search engine. People go there the most. Is that what you're referring to?
That's one way to look at it. But another way to look at it, like let's say shopping, anything shopping is going to be heavy on AI. Mm-hmm. Actually heavy on AI components and AI itself. Because if you want to check, give me the cheapest possible, let's say, pair of jeans of this brand. There's nothing better than maybe ChatGPT or the LLM models to scan the whole web, bring it to you. So if you're in that space, obviously that matters a lot. And now with the universal commerce protocol, where people can buy from LLMs. So clearly it's a huge opportunity for you in this case. Yep. If you are more on the service side of things, where it's emergency plumbing, things like that, maybe traditional search engine will do it for you. Now, if you take that to the ads, yes, the ads are rolling out, they are coming soon. You have to ask the same question, is my audience on those LLMs? Because organic and paid, it's the same. If you don't have organic, because those models, they sell you ads bundled with organic results. Mm-hmm. So you have to ask first, is there an organic opportunity? And then there's an ad opportunity. And if we take the old ways of measuring this, it's what we call search volume. Mm-hmm. So let's say plumber Toronto, search, let's say 2,000-3,000 a month. And you have an opportunity on both sides, organic and paid. So again, there is a lot of variables. It's not live yet. But you need to have your priorities set up and budget allocation set up, opportunity set up, and attack it when it's time, when it's available for everyone.
Also, they're still having, from what I've read, they're still having issues rolling out the e-com. They're having trouble, from what I understood, ChatGPT is still not getting it right, where they're having issues having that experience kind of seamless when you click on it to go and be able to do purchase stuff through the chat.
This is the universal commerce protocol. It was launched a few months ago only, so don't expect this to be perfect.
So we don't have to rush, is I guess what I'm saying.
You don't have to rush it, but the potential is unbelievable. The fact you can search, let's say ChatGPT or Gemini, see a list of products side by side, prices side by side, and you get add to cart, checkout, purchase. You do everything within the LLMs. You can barely even tell which website you are buying from. You will be able to tell, but this is a huge potential. They're going to perfect it because it's not that difficult technically. It just takes time. And you have to be ready for it. If your CMS is Shopify, they already have that connector.
Yes, Shopify's already working on it.
If you don't have Shopify, hopefully you don't have a custom one where...
or Amazon. Amazon will work,
Amazon probably will not allow it. But if you have a custom CMS, you might need to pay a fortune for your developer to create that.
Yeah. So I guess the goal, you'd want to be on Shopify. And if you're doing Amazon has their own area. They're kind of gated probably, right?
They might allow it. You never know. They will allow LLMs to, I think they have their own ecosystem. Because remember, it's still your payment gateway to a large degree. It's not like you totally have no control over this. But you also know, they might start to charge you a bit, the LLMs. It's still not very clear.
So the thing is, it still looks similar to a traditional Bing engine where they load up the images, they have the price. It's just allowing you to actually buy from there. Whereas in the search engines, you have to click on it. It takes you to a website, so then you can buy, correct?
I totally agree. And based on what's happening, I think it's going to end up that we're going to go back to the name search engine.
Yeah.
Like now with Google, try to ask a long question. It almost Gemini takes over the whole thing.
Yep.
Like you see the answer at the top with a lot of like even expansion areas. So it's going to end up with one because people don't want to go to two places. And when the more you search every day, you think they are getting closer.
Yeah.
And I think the flavor of blue links is not obsolete. And when Google thinks like blue links are less valuable, they are already adjusting. And we see that in actually product search. Try to search for dog food on Google.ca. You will see blocks of products, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Deals near me. That's almost what you see if you go to the LLM. So it's going to be a one concept. And actually Chrome just added recently Search Gemini.
Yes.
Buttons, so they're trying to tell you, okay, if you want only like generative, that's the one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if everyone would come to one engine. Like there would be maybe one engine, even one browser. I know everyone trying to push their browser as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna end up to be one. And now maybe we made it already very complicated to listeners. Like what is that like protocol? What do I need to worry about? Go back to the basics of good user experience on marketing.
Yep.
And I remember Matt Cotts, one of Google engineers, like he said it 15 years ago in one of the conferences where everyone was asking, how do I win with search engines? And he said, keep it simple, win with users, and you're gonna win automatically with search engines. And I remember the meeting was, that conference was in Seattle. He said, if you heard users going to Space Needle, follow them.
Yeah.
So how does this apply to business owners, website owners? Good content will work well. Fast websites where LLMs can crowd, save stuff from will work well. Good marketing will always work well because all the signals that they use, they're actually a result of good marketing.
Yeah. So what we're talking about, the way, it's just a different platform, the LLMs, the way they kind of find their data and prepare their data is based on probability analysis as well as some scraping if they end up doing a live search. Whereas Google is more, and Bing are more, they have the algorithm in the background. It's been around for 20 years. It's kind of set. They know pretty much what to expect. Right now, we can't really figure out a definitive what they're really looking for because one is probability, and two, they're changing it all the time, the LLM, correct?
They do, but take the e-commerce example. Mm-hmm. They are so good at finding the cheapest prices with the cheapest delivery cost. So be the cheapest if you can. What is the cheapest? Cheapest is not a bad word in this case. You're like the best choice for users. They pay less. They get a good service. So, and the bad news for like, maybe, I don't know, business owners these days, when we started doing search engine optimization in 2000 and I joined the company in 2007. That time, the algorithm was blind, was listening to mechanical signals.
Yeah.
So inbound links, anchor text in the link. If you say, this is a miserable failure example, anything you say in the anchor will be ranking automatically.
Yeah.
Like that time, big brands were losing. They were losing because everyone, like with a bit of knowledge in link building,
you spam your links
to a degree. To a degree, we call it manipulating, but it was
black hat.
Yeah, gray, black. I remember in insurance industry, we small clients were outranking the banks.
Yeah.
Fast forward, you cannot do this now. LLMs, they look sometimes at your brand mentions. They look at your online reviews. They actually one of the reason ChatGPT didn't rank one of our clients, they check their credit rating and they didn't like it. So they can see almost everything about you. They also can crawl forums, so they can tell when you provide a good service, and they can tell when you provide a cheap service. They can tell when you have a great content. And there is a big element, which is being a subject matter expert, which means when they try to look at information in that area, your site has it all.
Yeah.
What is this? Good marketing. Having great reviews, good marketing, good service. But sometimes you don't get reviews naturally. You have to chase your client a bit for reviews.
Yeah.
But what is all of this? It's good. You need a great service or a good product, as affordable as possible, with a unique selling proposition, and then you need a good feedback to be bundled with that, and you will succeed. It's what does it mean? Good marketing, good go-to-market strategy. It just seems to be going back to old school.
Yeah.
Like old school, good marketing, good go-to-market, and a little bit chasing those signals. We didn't have those online reviews ever before, and it's the old way of this was word of mouth.
Yeah.
It used to be, okay, this guy is good, this guy. Now the word of mouth is being digitized into stars and
Yep.
text. And sometimes people are too busy to do it voluntarily. So you have to maybe push it a little bit. But really comes down to good marketing. You care about your customers. And maybe you need to add one thing. What is the digital signal for each of those elements?
Yeah.
So let's say reviews. It's number of reviews, the scoring of reviews, let's say 5 stars, 3.8 stars.
Even comments, though.
Comments,
you have to put the
content of
description, the
reviews.
content.
Yeah. And you ask yourself, how do I chase this? Okay, this is how we chase it. So that's one.
Yeah.
The LLMs like trust. They like citation, right? They,
Yep.
they read citation. What is their favorite citation? It's directory with top 10 list. But at Search Engine People, we have been using a directory called Clutch
Yep.
7, 8 years ago. We never thought about LLMs or even link building when we used it. It was a trusted directory. They do a great job in getting actual reviews. And you pay them money, obviously, to be ranking higher. But the objective was good marketing,
Yep.
being visible where your clients are searching. Fast forward last 2-3 years, anytime we search a prompt that we believe our customers will search, which is like the best SEO company in Canada. And if you check the citation section, Clutch is always used for citation.
Yeah.
So now, what does that mean? It means back into the signal. Like, what do you need to be? You need to be visible where your clients, where your customers are. That's marketing. Now, if you happen to bundle this, like, okay, but what is the digital footprint for this? It's a link in one of those directories that maybe list best companies. Then go chase that link, then you chase the signal. But it's really, it starts with good marketing and understand the signal. Yeah, a little bit like I call it maybe marketing plus. So each time now, subject matter expert, what is the signal for this? Signal for this may be writing an article to cover every question in that area. Go and check, do I have the content? Am I ranking for it? But again, good marketing, understand the signal that is being carried to the AI models.
Because the AI models, they're able to get in, I think, to LinkedIn, so they can actually see your biography to pull your credentials.
This is that's another step. That's another step. So you want to be a subject matter expert? Great. So you need the content? Great. But what they like to do, the bio section,
Yep.
they want to verify that you are the one. Because when we talk EAT,
Yep.
experience,
expertise, authority, trust. Yep.
How do they measure that? Like LinkedIn is a great way to do it. If you see the LLMs, they always link it to site users and experience. So for me, if you check my LinkedIn profile, a lot of information actually is public, like
Yeah.
maybe how many followers you have, how long you have been with the company. They will use this. They will use it. So if I write an article about SEO, obviously the bio will show my name, and again, schema will make it easier for them to read that. Without schema, they should be able to read it, but schema is a good thing. So, okay, Wissam Abdulaziz, okay, I've seen this guy on LinkedIn, many other areas. Maybe they will verify my photo. Okay, that's the one. Okay, I see this guy. I've been with a search company for a long time. Now, this article, I'm going to give it more weight. And the more articles I see of this type, I'm going to give them more weight. And that's how you get your EAT. But again, what is that? That's good marketing. Trust. The signal for the subject matter expert is, as I said, the content. And possibly, if you'll be mentioned multiple times across the web, that would be great.
But it's also relevant only really in your specific business. You don't have to be recognized worldwide. You might just have to be recognized in your town, your geo-specific for smaller clients, smaller businesses.
Clients, but also in functions and events. Like
Yeah.
if you Google my name, you will see I am listed as a speaker in DX3, which is a marketing event.
Yeah.
So you have to pick your like spot. But
Yeah.
start with good. I will rarely, maybe never do something for the LLMs only, because normally if it's only for the LLMs, that's what spam link building is.
Yeah.
It either it doesn't work anymore or it will stop working.
So let's talk about that a little more, because what we're seeing is businesses are getting a little concerned with they're not seeing the blue links, they're not seeing the clicks. And I watched a video on Neil Patel, and they expect that, but you should be seeing your conversions increase, right? Because you're getting higher quality leads coming through to you when you get into the LLM side. And it's kind of when I was looking at it, depending on the keyword, it might, depending on the LLM, it pulls a little different, right? So Gemini and ChatGPT, they'll pull stuff, and based on what you're looking for, like I did one criminal lawyer near me or criminal lawyer in Coburg, Ontario. It's a little long tail, but it didn't trigger a live search. It didn't automatically trigger, so it had to use its training data. And their training data is back to 2025, January and August 2025. So any change you made after there, those two machines probably won't pick it up because they don't automatically do a live search, whereas Perplexity and Claude, they did, right? So we have to be careful on that because you have to know whether your search term is actually going to trigger a live search.
That takes you to my first point when we started this podcast, right? Like how much opportunity do you have?
Yep.
Is this the right one for you? Cloud, like, is it being used like from your audience? I don't see cloud used as to find a plumber. I don't know. I feel like it's more like you hear now there's a war going now, and all what you hear the U.S. military is using cloud for advanced, so you can so that like ChatGPT maybe. So again, you need to understand where are your audience start. Like where do they go? Back into Clutch example, we know our audience customers to be go to Clutch to verify business. So we have to be there. Cloud, is it the one? The only problem with LLMs, we don't have search volume. They don't provide what Google provides. You go to Google Keyword Planner, you plug the keyword, plug the location, you know what demand do you have.
But SEP does have some insight. You've been developing a great tool for us to really kind of recognize where you're at, how often you're getting cited, how often you're getting, in what place, correct?
We actually did. We did. Because what happened with the clients, so we track ChatGPT traffic every month. Maybe not the best news here. It's only 1% of Google traffic. So 1%, okay, fine. So maybe that's not the best way to measure it because we get a lot of pressure from clients. Oh, I want to be there. I want to be there. Okay, fine. Even if the value is not a lot there and there's no data around it, we decide to say, okay, what do people search like, when they want to find a business? And sometimes we ask the LLM, and other times we are users ourselves. What do we type? For me, like for search engine people, there's a term I type a lot. The best SEO company in Canada, the best SEO company in
Which is us.
Which is us, and interestingly enough, the LLMs agree with me in this case. So we developed something similar for our customers. Let's ask the LLMs, predict, maybe use even keyword research, because sometimes how much they are actually there. Try to predict those keywords, and then make sure we rank for them with the LLMs. So currently, those tools will check Perplexity, Gemini, and ChatGPT. And rest assured, when the LLMs see you for a term like, who is the best plumber in Toronto, you're going to be visible for thousands more. Because in their brain, if that's the term, they recognize you as the best based on multiple signals like citations.
It's interesting because when I did those four things, they all, whether they used their training data or live data, they went to whatever website they had at the time, and they scraped the website for the information. When I was because I said criminal lawyer in, they went and looked for that keyword. It's a keyword, criminal lawyer, right? And they specifically looked for criminal lawyer on the various firms, and they ranked those that specifically said the focus area is purely on criminal law, higher than those that said services, criminal law, like multiple services, like criminal, family law, estate law, because they felt. One of the search engines felt that they're more focused, more specialized, it's a higher value, so they added a higher value to that. But they also went and they started looking for years' experience. And the lawyer that kept getting ranked where I was, he showed 20 plus years experience on his website, and they pulled that piece in. You can tell because they have a URL to go and find it. So they're proving the data. So all these key points it hasn't gone away. Still search terms, keywords, the LLMs are still pulling that in.
They are, and we used to say Google algorithm has let's say 200, 500 ranking factors. The number will change depending on the day. LLMs have even more. They can read things easily and quickly. Quickly, they know probably every company. Your domain was founded, let's say, or created 10 years ago. They know when you got listed in directories. They know a lot about you. But what you said to me, they picked the one with most experience in their area and the longest years in the business. But that's what you call a brand. That's a brand. What is a brand? Brand is, I'm saying brand within what they do. Brand,
and that's kind of what Google does now anyways. It's part of their algorithm. They'll look at those keywords too, like on their headlines, 20 plus years, and they get that through. I just found it interesting. It's still similar to what we're talking about. They're pulling key pieces of information that you think are valuable.
It is. Big businesses, they will do fine. I get worried about small or smaller businesses. Like a large business, branding, they breathe,
Yeah.
they eat branding. Like imagine any company like with a maybe 50 million plus revenue, they probably have a branding department. They worry about every single detail. They worry about their like
Yeah.
presence. It's more the smaller businesses where like, how can I create a brand as a small business, maybe with less than 5 employees?
Yep.
Is that possible? It is possible. You just need to pay attention to, I want to go chase a good brand. What do I do? Try to understand it. Obviously, a company like Search Engine Builder can help you with that. Because like,
Well, you think you're not trying to compete against the big enterprise. You're just trying to compete in your town or your city. You have to just focus on being good at right in there and having a reasonably priced website that's responsive, that will load things quickly, and you have to have all the images properly tagged and with proper descriptions so they can crawl. You want to have your schema set up so the LLM knows what it's talking about, allows it to go through it quicker. All that stuff we do for the client. The small companies can't do that. The larger clients have their own in-house, but we're able to do that, right? So that's where I think companies like ours allow them to be able to compete with the bigger ones.
we do. But some areas, like when we get a small business, we tell them you have to be subject matter experts. Okay, they say, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You have a blog? I do have a blog. Okay, you need to provide information.
Yeah.
Do you have a podcast? Like, well, that's actually too extreme for a
Yeah.
small business. But what we are doing here, showing our expertise. We are trying
Yep.
to be a subject matter expert. That's one of the challenges, because content creation is not cheap. Even now with AI, I can produce content.
Yeah.
You need a good idea. You need to be the expert in this. So that's one area. Most small business cannot afford that. But okay, fine. What about being listed in those directories where like they show top 10?
Yeah.
You start hearing the word LLM seeding, which is being in those directories. Okay, that's where SEB can help you. But budget is going to be a challenge. Now, what other branding exercise you are doing? Are you active on social media? Do you encourage clients to provide reviews? Do you respond to your reviews? Again, trying to chase those digital signals of
Yep.
a good brand. We help them a lot, but smaller businesses, maybe what you said is the solution. Go work in your backyard only if you cannot show those signals.
But you gotta start small, right? Like you're small, you start small and then you expand.
I would say when I say backyard, like your city, like
Yeah.
your radius of maybe, I don't know, especially the home services.
Yeah.
Maybe focus on that 5-10 kilometer radius, because
Well, there's no point in going beyond there because you probably can't service them anyways, and it costs too much.
Most likely, but there is a lot of like home services with a national presence to
Yep.
a degree. Those will always have a better chance. Their website will be
Yes.
always like.
Well, it's going to be a lot more professional looking, a lot more cleaned up. But that's where they've taken their time and grown there, right? Where you have an individual electrician, they just care about the leads for themselves, or maybe one other person.
Yeah, no, like think about Reliance. They offer services, I think, I don't know, Canada-wide maybe.
Yeah.
And they offer a lot of local services that we have actually smaller clients competing with them. So you have to pick and choose, okay, this is the city of my focus.
Yep.
Probably like, you can actually outrank him in your own city,
Yeah.
but not the longer, like,
Yeah.
when you
You
go
have to-
beyond
you have to
that,
focus
it's
there.
going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So are you going to be a subject matter expert like them? No, probably they have like an army
But you
of
can be a
marketing.
subject matter within your other competitors, within your other 5 electricians, say there's 6 electricians, you can be that subject matter expert, that person you're looking for out of the 6. So within there, if you have
You
6
can.
websites, you could be the top person within
You
your
can,
town.
like again, if it's Bickering, Ajax, you design your gear to target that audience, show your expertise in that area, like, maybe you understand the city code, the like everything. So you have a chance. You have a chance. With the LLMs also, you have a chance.
Yeah. I think we also want to talk before we go is this term about AI slop and like all this stuff coming out, the AI generation. I don't think people realize it's a lot harder to actually get good quality AI generated stuff than people think. They think it just put it in a prompt and and it's just a finished product. But it's not, is it? It takes a lot of tweaking at the back end to get it to where you want it to be if you want it to make it good and make it representable.
It does. The other thing about the result you get from LLMs, just remember, like in most cases, it's information available somewhere else.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. Like sometimes people think, I know the end goal of LLMs to become really like full human brain.
Yeah.
You learn, you think, you analyze. They're not there yet, and you have to understand how do they present information and where they get it from, and adjust to that on your website sometimes.
Well, essentially, we got to remember it's just a probability analysis, right? It's based on what percentage of the chances this word going to follow this word, this word going to follow that. And it's an amazing tool. But there's nothing new. You're right. There's nothing new. They've got all this information, and based on your question, they're taking all this they're just piecing different things together based on their probability.
They do, but back into good marketing. Everyone says they like schema and they like FAQs. Like you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Even clients know. Oh, clients they love that FAQ section. But that section is amazing for users.
Yeah.
Like I always land on websites. I look. Okay, do you offer free shipping? Do you offer? And I look. I don't find it. Now, okay, so back
look for the FAQs, yes.
It's great for users like those,
Yep.
and when LLMs like them, like your users liking them. Like when Google uses also, people also ask, and your website is listed there. That's a good user content.
I like the too long did not read section. I love that. Like, so I'm like, I just like impatience. Like, give me the detail, and if I like that, I'll go deeper. So on some of the blogs I've been doing, I do have the TLDR on top, and if you like it, you go down
Absolutely.
deeper.
Like people now on small devices,
Yes.
life is fast. You don't want to spend the whole time. And back in the day, we used to try to engage users in every paragraph and write every single word carefully. I'm not saying don't do that, but also remember, like it's very like people want answers quick, and sometimes, interesting enough, that applies to brochures and landing pages. Like I want someone to help me. Like how many times you call your bank or any service provider, and you hit 0 to talk to an agent. Hey, I want to talk to someone. Like so same with form submission or landing page. Sometimes people try to push so much information above the fold. Hey, I already know you. I want to submit something. So keep
You have
that.
to keep it simple.
Keep
Keep
it
the
simple.
form simple.
Just and adapt to human behavior change. People change a lot, and you have to adapt with that.
Yep.
Website design, just like clothes, that color is not popular anymore, or that layout is not popular anymore. So
It's interesting though, like what we're talking about on the layout. You would think you would have always had like the form and stuff above the form, but it wasn't really there that way. It's just what we think now is normal. It's like, why would we not have thought of that 20 years ago?
Again,
You didn't need to, I guess, right? It just went.
humans change a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to stay at the top of that and follow any trends. And one of the new trends is just those LLMs. Who thought Google will be threatened?
Yeah, never would have thought of that.
And it's not actually. They came up with Gemini,
Yeah.
but I remember the first 2 years of ChatGPT launching.
Gemini, I was scared. They brought one of the ex-CAOs out of retirement, I think, didn't they?
Oh yes,
He came back.
I think Sergey Brin came back to write codes. Yeah, at some point everyone thought like, oh, this is now it's over. It wasn't exactly, but definitely a new thing that people now expect.
Yeah. I think we're good. Wiz, do you want to mention anything else?
No. Again, just to wrap it up, good marketing will win. Try to understand like where are your users going. Try to tie good user signals with the equivalent machine signal back into reviews. Is a human thing. They rate you, but try to, okay, how does that carry to LLMs? Maybe I need to go to Google Business Profile and make sure I add it there. So that is the mechanical, if you want to call it, mechanical human. Understand? So the directories, okay, fine. I need to be in directories, best plumbers, best thing, best that. Which ones?
Yep.
And that's the marketing signal. You want to be there because other users are going there to find a good plumber. And interestingly enough, LLMs are also going there. So sometimes the signal is almost the same. You don't have to do much. Maybe link building is not obsolete, by the way. That still works, but that's maybe the least user-heavy signal that is still working. So just again, understand what is the marketing component and what is the mechanical signal behind it. Sometimes they happen to be the same.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the link building because Claude pulled a live search, and I asked why it pulled that, and he says, well, it pulled just based on the web scrape. He did a search result and pulled it back. So it used the organic and the paid and everything and came up with the thing. It didn't really do an in-depth, right?
They do. This is the other thing with LLMs. We know that they scrape Google results.
Yeah.
They scrape other tools. I think they start scraping even SEMrush results sometimes. So they scrape a lot. So success with search engines, and that's what we tell our users. How do I measure success? Maybe pick 1 or 2 LLMs, and you have to succeed with Google. You have to.
If you don't succeed with Google, you're not going to succeed with anything because they represent 85% still of the market in Canada, anyways.
And as I told you, at some point it will be one engine, one search box. You do a long question, you get a different answer.
Yep.
So make sure you always succeed with Google. You always have the elements. yeah, Google is not obsolete by any chance. Like,
Yeah.
and keywords are not obsolete. You have to keep tracking your keywords, understand your movement with Google Blue Links as a step one, then branch out to other engines.
So all we're saying here, like, it's actually gotten more complicated with LLMs and the generative AI stuff. It hasn't gotten more simple. There's just more platforms to do, more things to keep abreast of, more technical knowledge you're going to need.
It just made it more difficult. No, not complicated. Like before, again, if you SEO 2007, you do links only. You don't need content. We used to rank white pages. White pages, just a page with no content, by sending keyword-rich anchor text links to that page.
Yeah.
Easy. It was one thing, one trick.
Yeah.
Now look what I'm talking about. You need to worry about your credit score.
Yeah.
That time, like also crawling that time, Google was struggling to crawl a million page, maybe, I don't know, a month.
Yeah.
Now with those data centers, it's more difficult. It's more difficult.
It'd be a lot for any kind of small, medium-sized business to do on their own, is what I'm trying to get at.
Difficult because
it's a lot. Right?
Like even the word subject matter expert.
Yeah.
That word on its own is a new terminology. Like we didn't talk about that 2005.
Yeah.
I know marketing-wise it was there, but I'm saying on a website, like how do you reflect
the
that?
technical side, how do you rank it, all that stuff.
It is becoming more difficult.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's flipped upside down. When it was easy, link building, anchor text, that's where I remember, without naming names, an insurance broker was #1 for almost every keyword in Toronto, and TD Bank that time was page 5. Because TD was doing great marketing. But the signals that Google was picking out of those marketings, there was no
Not the same
digital
signals.
signal for most of them.
Yeah.
Maybe even brand search wasn't a signal. Like the only signal that they were using was links and anchors. Now there's a lot more signals, reviews. Even Google Business Profile wasn't a thing or a dominant thing in 2007. So just more signals available for them. And now you find yourself, I have to cover all those signals. And we have many small businesses, they probably gave up on this. You know what? I want to run my ads, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's more difficult.
And sometimes it's just better just to do Google Ads. And
too much energy to chase all of these signals.
It's a lot, like to try to be multi-platform and everything else, especially for a small budget. And even Google is still incorporating the Google Ads in the areas, even though it's becoming less, so it's a little bit more competitive. But they still have that priority because that's where they make their money. They don't really make their money off the LLM. Like the AI overview. There's no click.
As I said, small business, choose your channel properly and double down on that channel. Because even paid, it's not easy to run a successful, good ROI paid campaign.
Yeah.
But it's more controllable if you handle it well. So not an easy thing. And again, search engine people will also help clients to choose, especially with limited budget. Actually, every client has a limited budget in their own ways, right? But help you to, especially on a smaller budget, you know what? Forget about this. Don't worry about that for now.
Yeah.
Let's focus.
We help you focus.
Yeah.
And get what you really need.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think, thank you for joining us all, Wiz.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Episodic.